Today, in Roblox Hunters, we will be covering the upcoming few updates that have been laid out in the roadmap. Let's go over it. When we pull up this image on the screen, we can see the official roadmap that Mikami Studios has put out, which is the studio behind Hunters. On the top left, it says this roadmap only highlights the main part of the update we're going to be producing and not limited to others such as small content additions, quality of life, balancing, and polishing. In the first update, the raids will be our main focus of the update. They're going to be introducing raids that function similarly to dungeon crawls with randomized room layouts, a mini boss, and the boss room itself. There's going to be new items, armors, weapons, and exclusive dungeon vanities that you can obtain that will give you permanent buffs. And for all the PvP enjoyers that were in my live stream for the release asking for PvP, yes, there will be PvP coming in the first update in Hunters. Now, I think it's very cool that they're already addressing that the game is not only a RNG game, because there has been quite some stuff going around that the game would only be focusing on RNG and that it was just like a glorified dungeon spawning mob simulator. But they're already adding way more things besides just the RNG aspect and giving you ways of farming even gear inside of dungeons, which is awesome. I'm glad they're doing this, and I'm even glad they're already putting out like the coming 3 updates where we know what we're getting, right? And then I think this second update is gonna be even more legendary, because in the second update we are getting the Arise feature, which means we are gonna be able to arise the bosses that we slay inside of the dungeons, and we can use them as mounts, or we can of course use them to help us in combat. Now, a lot of people were already also asking for when an Arise feature would be coming, and as far as this roadmap lays it out, it will be coming in the second update. Now, there will also be server events happening, so like those like biome changes that happen inside of the lobby, there will also now be changes inside of this lobby where we will get a atmosphere such as the Blood Moon, one of the many events that can randomly occur and will allow you to roll for exclusive armors and weapons that is only rollable during that event. I think also that's an extra awesome addition for, you know, being in a lobby, and if you're AFK, for example, or if you're trying to roll a bit better gear, then this is gonna help you out as well. But of course, the main thing here is that we're gonna be able to arise the bosses, use them as mounts if we want to, so we can probably mount the spider that we get from the third dungeon, which is gonna be awesome. Like, can you imagine yourself riding around on the spider here in the lobby? And of course, using them in combat will be awesome as well, because if we can use the boss abilities, that would be amazing, because the spider boss ability like shoots out poison in like those big areas. I think that could like really help out if you're, for example, a melee user in the game currently. And then in the last update, the third update, we are getting Hell's Tower, which is basically the tower climbing mechanic in games where we just go one by one floor, and then after a few floors we get a boss. And the final boss, which seems to be here at the 100th floor, we're gonna have challenging mechanics where they will also add equipment, relics, which is the stuff that we can equip here. So if we go back to the game and actually check over here in our crafting menu, these are the relics that you can equip, for example, if you are successfully crafting them. But then you can also now get them from doing the tower. There's going to be weapons, armor, even higher rarities to the game to satisfy the power fantasy. So right now, of course, the highest rarity tier that we can get right now is the mythical tier. Oh, by the way, if you guys don't know yet how a mythical looks like when you get it, I uploaded a short showing you how it looks like when you get a mythical item. So would highly advise you to watch that if you have no idea how it looks like when you get one. And adding onto these update schedules, they already announced that this weekend we should be getting console support for everyone that's trying to play Hunters on their console. I've had a lot of people also come by on the stream where they asked for console support, and that's what they're getting around this weekend, which is awesome. That means you can also play the game around the end of this week. And that's currently all the roadmap stuff that's planned out and the updates. What I've also seen maybe come by is that we're gonna get a alternative way of getting the dual dagger scroll, which normally, if we head back here into the game, and look in the shop was only able to be gotten from doing the limited bundle and, you know, rolling the 0.5% chance. So they might also make it now so that we're gonna get a alternative way of getting those dual dagger scrolls. Now, I've been already told that they're purely cosmetic, so they won't be like very much pay to win. It just looks cool in the lobby, and of course when you do your attacks it will look awesome as well. For example, if you do get the 2 mythical daggers, like the green one and the red one, it will look very awesome in like combination with each other. But they are purely cosmetic, so they won't like really add more damage onto your build. They just look very cool. They're probably gonna make it very hard to get, of course, because, you know, it's a 0.5% chance to roll it in the banner. So we might probably expect a way where we only get it at like a 0. Maybe like a 0.5 or like a really low percentage, so you can like keep grinding and hopefully get it then. But that's another thing they're thinking about. And that's it for the amount of updates. The roadmap that we've laid out, the console support, which should be getting around this weekend, and the maybe change into getting, for example, the dual daggers in a different kind of way. Now, if you like this little update on what is coming in Hunters in the coming few weeks, because we might be getting weekly updates, which means the update 1, 2, and 3 might be happening actually really soon in the next 3 weeks. But first of all, console support getting out of the way. Now, if you guys like this update video on where the game is going to be heading with the new updates on the roadmap that have been announced and the already announced updates in the announcement channels of the official Hunters server, then make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I hope to see you in a new Roblox video or live stream. Have a fantastic dungeon grinding journey.